All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. We are live, Market Monday. Market Monday. All right, so in today's live stream, we're going to talk about the markets and we're going to go over Friday. I went over Reddit stock because it did go public recently. So we will revisit that stock and then also we will look at what's going on in the crypto market. It looks like the crypto market is about to take off. So yeah, we just had a dip to, I think last week I was talking about the dip, and the dip was from, I think from like 70 to like 64, 63. And then it just kind of held support from there. So we'll take a look at the charts and we'll see what's going on. But let's get a overview of what the market is actually doing. All right, so let me share my screen. Give me just a sec. All right, so if we look at the markets, so the S&P is down, the Dow is down, NASDAQ is down, Russell 2000 is up, crude oil is up, and gold is up. Now, if you guys remember from last week, we did have a meeting, the Fed did have a meeting, and they decided that they were going to keep rates the same. So, it was pretty positive, I guess, for the market. Positive in the sense that they weren't going to increase rates. Now, obviously, we knew they weren't going to increase rates because they've been talking about decreasing interest rates. They just don't know when they're going to do that, right? So, in that meeting, we got a little more clarification, and it looks like they're set for doing 3 rate cuts for this year, and hopefully, most likely, they'll do a rate cut in May or June, and we'll start to see a real boom in the market. That's typically when you start to see stocks go up. Crypto is going up already, so we don't really, I wouldn't say we don't need the rate cuts for crypto, but it's just going to be like more fuel onto the fire with the already, like the bull market that's already started. So yeah, it should be interesting, especially these next few months. So I would definitely say if you are an investor in general, if you're investing in equities, if you're investing in crypto, I would make sure you have your positions already in place and not try to ride this thing as it goes up, because you don't really want to try to time a crazy bull market, right? You just kind of want to be in it and let the market give you what it gives you, right? So yeah. So that's what happened last week. That's why you didn't really see the overall indexes go crazy. I mean, they were like either down a little bit or they were up a little bit, but nothing too ridiculous, right? All right, so let's go to the crypto charts. Let's look at crypto. All right, so we're gonna look at the big boy, Bitcoin. And if we look at Bitcoin, I mean, look at this chart, right? So like I said, from let's go out 7 days so we could see, but you can see this lift, right? From 67 to 70. It looks like the inflows from the spot Bitcoin ETF are overpowering the outflows, the people that are selling, trying to take profit. And it's looking pretty strong because typically we do get we do get a run up into the halvening, but it's going to be interesting to see once the supply gets cut. I can only imagine that the price is just going to go way higher when the halvening comes in place because now we're cutting the block reward in half, right? So the supply of Bitcoin that comes to the market, that's going to be cut in half. So I can't imagine we take a dip from here, right? I think Bitcoin's going to go way higher. But let's do the 7-day chart. All right, so this was like last week, 324. Oh, well, this whole thing was like kind of like last week. So right, so we were like at 61,000 at the beginning of last week, and now we're at 70,000, right? And just a reminder for those of you who don't know, we were at 74,000. That was the peak, right? We broke all-time highs, which was I think around 68 or 69 or something like that. And then we made new all-time highs to around like 73, 74. So, right now it's trying to retest to break the all-time highs again. So we'll see what Bitcoin does in the next, few weeks, few days. But it's getting pretty close to that 73, 74 range. But yeah, so Bitcoin's doing good, right? And if you look at the chart, it's already broken its all-time highs. Like I said, this is going to be a real interesting bull run. We've never had it where before the halvening, you break all-time highs. So it just shows you that this cycle is different. It could be that it ends quicker, but I doubt that's going to be the case since we do have institutional people coming in and buying up for the spot Bitcoin ETFs. So yeah, it should be interesting. All right, so if we look, let's see who else is running. I was looking. I don't know if I want to show that, but yeah, let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum's picking up too. All right, so it looks like the same thing with like Bitcoin. Bitcoin went up, Ethereum went up. Now Ethereum's actually, it has gone up. It's run up a lot. But the thing is, it's still underperforming Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, typically you have Bitcoin and Ethereum running up together a little bit. Like it's not that far apart, but right now, and I can't say it's far apart. What I can say is that Ethereum hasn't made new all-time highs yet, is basically what I'm trying to say. Typically, it's closer to that. It did get up to 4,000. So it needs like an additional 600, 700 bucks to break its all-time highs. I would say once it clears 5,000, we could say it officially broke its all-time highs. Because this chart right here, like I said, you always got to go to the trading view and see what the actual all-time high was, because it doesn't show you on the chart that we were looking at. So all-time high was 4,841. So yeah, I would say around 5,000. We can officially say that Ethereum has broken its all-time highs. All right, let's see who else is moving in the market right now. And again, any projects that I show you, I don't say which ones I'm invested in just because I don't want people to follow what I do. But anything I show you on here is not like a financial advice. But I was looking at, there's this, I saw a YouTuber, I forget his name, but he did mention this one, and I was taking a look at it, and it looks like it's a DEX, a decentralized exchange on the Base network. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Base network is, or the layer 2, Base is like the layer 2 for Coinbase, but Coinbase doesn't have a coin to transact on that blockchain, right? So Base is like a layer 2 blockchain to help with transactions on Ethereum. But so Aerospace is basically a DEX built on top of Base, right? So like if you think about Ethereum has DEXs like Uniswap. I'm pretty sure some of you are familiar with Uniswap, but DEXs are like a big thing in the space because people are trying to get away from using a Coinbase or get away from using a Binance to make their transactions when like regulation or gets serious, or there's a lot of regulatory scrutiny from the SEC and stuff like that. These things like DEXs are very important because they allow people to transact without using a centralized authority, right? So I think this is the first DEX on base, right? Or there might be more, I'm not sure, but it's run up a lot, right? So it's ran up from, I think we're looking at the 1 day, but if we look at all, I mean, it just came out basically in February, right? So this year, and it's already ran up from 8 cents to $1.39. Now, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not invested in this. I'm actually invested in other decks, which I'm not going to mention. I will say, uh, I'll give you a clue, but I'm invested in a dex that it's associated to one of the Bitcoin or the top Bitcoin layer 2 project that's going to allow Bitcoin to get into smart contracts and stuff like that. So if you know about the space, then you probably know what DEX I'm talking about. But I think it's similar to Aerodrome Finance, basically where it allows you to make transaction or swap coins, right? Basically a DEX is you swap one coin for another coin, right? So I'm invested in that DEX. So if you know about protocols that are building on top of the Bitcoin layer, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so this one's running up. It's interesting right now. The market cap is not that big. It's 221 million, and I think it has a lot more room to run. Even if it's not again, not financial advice, but it's one of the. I think it's the only DEX or the top DEX on base right now. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see what this does at the end of the bull run. So that was one thing, one coin I was looking at, not to invest in, just to, because it was running up. So it appears on the biggest gainers on Coinbase or CoinMarketCap. All right, so let's see too. All right, so the 7 day, so internet computers up 42%. Arweave is moving a lot as well. It looks like Synthetics is pumping up too. Yeah, Synthetics has ran up from 467. Synthetics is basically like they synthesize, and hopefully I'm saying that correctly. They synthesize an asset, a token, and you basically could trade it on the blockchain. So they'll synthesize like a stock or any type of asset that you can, I guess, make a synthetic version of it and put it on the blockchain, and you could trade that instead of the real asset. It could be even a physical asset, I think, but I guess they would have to lock it up and make sure the security is good, because I don't know. Maybe they have physical assets, but things like stocks, right? Because you can't really trade stocks on a blockchain, right? So you can mirror the price of a stock and trade the synthetic version, essentially. All right, but it looks like Synthetic's moving. And again, I think all these assets are going to be like the top 100 on Coinbase or CoinMarketCap. I keep saying Coinbase. The top 100, I think, are all going to make gains, right? We're in a bull run. It's just finding which ones are going to double, triple. That's the goal for most people. And not all of them are going to double and triple. Obviously, they're going to go up in price. I think a majority of them are going to go up like 50, 80%. So, if you're in the top 100, I don't think you could go wrong. But again, you need to know what projects are actually making progress, actually developing and bringing, value to the world, right? And my battery's dying, so I'm going to have to rush this because I don't want to. Actually, no, I have. All right, so did that. All right, let's see what else is running up. Stacks, that's a good one too. I kind of mentioned that earlier. Well, I kind of hinted at that. Didn't mention it specifically. Render, Binzer, these are all like AI coins. So AI is going to be a big play. in the bull run as far as crypto and then stocks as well. So those are some coins to look out for. They already ran up a lot. Like if you look at Benzor, I mean it's already, from $40 to $600. Now the market cap is still somewhat small, but and I say somewhat small compared to other altcoins. But a run up from $40 to 600, that's already a lot. So I'm not sure how much it has left for this run, but if the AI narrative plays out for this bull market and people are running towards AI plays, you're going to see Benzor and Render run up, I think, a lot more. But again, you still got to do your own research. All right, yeah. So the crypto market's picking up, especially from last week. The Bitcoin was 62. It's now all the way at 70. It looks like it's about to break 71 as we speak. And maybe this is a continuation to the run up. We just had a little pullback. And going into the halvening in April, we're probably going to see some higher prices, just my opinion. All right. So Friday we were talking about Reddit. And Reddit was a IPO, right? And I was saying, where did Reddit get its revenue from? And I was alluding to advertising, and then when I read the article, it confirmed that they do get their money from advertising because they get so many people. I think it was like 73 million people that are recurring visitors to the website. And then on a monthly basis, like 500 million people that go to the website. I know I use Reddit a lot, and I think this stock is going to do pretty well. Now, again, I'm not sure. I feel like Reddit, it's its own thing. I don't think it's a Twitter. It's not an Instagram. It's a forum. Basically, it's a forum. I would almost compare it more to like Discord. And I'm not sure if Discord has gone public, but I feel like they would be a competitor to Discord. Because it's like a forum type thing where everybody comes and just leaves their comments. But it's a little bit different. I don't know. I feel like it's the same, right? Because Discord, you have your own channel. Reddit, you have your own thread, I guess you would call it. But anyway, so today it's up 30%, right? And if we go back 5-day, right? So why is it showing? Okay, let's do the 5-day. I guess it doesn't have that. All right. So last week it was trading around 48. Now it's at $63. So this thing has ran up. And remember, I was saying, typically it runs up a little bit. People end up selling. The people that invested privately, they end up selling their positions, and they end up taking profit. So maybe this runs up a little bit more. It's already worth. I think it opened up at $8 billion. And now it's close to $10 billion market cap. If you see right there. Yeah, it's 9.5. Maybe it hits 10 billion. Maybe it's worth, 20 billion. Maybe it's worth 30, 40, 100. Who knows? But I think it's going to take a dip maybe in the next few months. But who knows? We are in a bull market. So it did pick the best time to go public, right? And I think their revenues are very positive. From the advertising, and yeah, we'll see what they do. But yeah, we reviewed this stock Friday, and it's already up 30%. Right? Not financial advice, but I think they do have a good business model. Remember, they did take a long time to go public. I'm not sure what was the reason, because I think Reddit was around in 2005, and it took 14, 20 years to go public, 19 years to go public. Right? But they're starting off strong. And remember, we showed Coinbase too. Coinbase started off at like $200, went down all the way to like 30 or $20 or something like that. And now it's back up to like 260, I think, or 270. We could check. $280, right? I'm not surprised it's up because Bitcoin's up, right? So every time Bitcoin's up, Coinbase is going to do that. And I think that's actually if you are a Bitcoin head or like a Bitcoin maxi and you like Bitcoin, I think Coinbase is something to look into as well. Yeah. So All right. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so the markets are doing pretty good. We're going to see people, what the markets do the rest of this week. And it's going to be exciting to see what happens with the bull run. And yeah, let's see if, hey, do you think Reddit could hit, uh, William Carson says, hey, do you think Reddit could hit $100? Do you think the hype will carry it? Um, I'm not sure. I don't have to respond to this. I'm live. I'm not used to somebody leaving a comment. But it says, hey, do you think Reddit could hit $100? Do you think the hype will carry it? Um, it could potentially. It's already at $68, right? So if we look at Reddit, if we go back, it's at 63. So in order to reach $100, half of what? It's already at close to a $10 billion market cap. Half of that. So we need to be around 15, 16 billion. I could see that. I could see going 100 maybe in a year or two, depending on the demand for the stock. But I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not invested in it, so I'm not sure. You would have to do your own research, but I definitely think it's possible, right? 10 billion to 16 billion is not that big of a jump. It is big, but not in comparison to like other stocks. I remember back when I was like trading stocks, and $1 billion market cap was huge. Like back then, I think like every 5 to 10 years, you have to reassess your comprehension of what's a big market cap and what's a mid-size, small cap, and then large, because markets just get bigger. And what was a $1 billion market cap today is not that big, but back then it was a lot, right? So, but yeah, I think Reddit could definitely hit $100 if it has the right buying pressure and the right story behind it to pump it up. I think it's a good company that does have solid revenue sources, so I don't think it would just be like a pump and dump. But again, not financial advice. All right, but that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care. Where's the? All right.